Hey guys, we're super excited to be here at the LA Fit Expo. It's our third year in a row. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs. And we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo and today is Tuesday, December 29th, 2020. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. I can't wait for all of you to see this epic transformation. In case you couldn't already tell, those words came directly from Keone Pearson, who might have the distinct honor of being the most discussed athlete in the 212 division prior to the Olympia weekend. Between announcing that he was leaving Classic Physique, winning the Chicago Pro, and then turning the whole division upside down when he announced that he was pulling out of the Olympia, Keone had one of the most unconventional years that we've seen anyone have in a long time. That being said, I still think a lot of people see him as the athlete with the highest upside in the division, which is a hard thing to argue given the trajectory so far. So if 2021 is the year when he makes his quote, unquote, epic transformation, that's scary to think about what kind of damage he might do. Hey Cowboys fans, it's been a rough season for you guys so far, huh? Your team has the second worst scoring defense in the league, you have an out-of-shape running back who has the worst contract in football, and there hasn't been a single point in the season where your head coach hasn't looked, well, completely clueless. But here's the good news. Samir Troudi is in town training at Destination Dallas. So if you're tired of watching your team stink up the joint, being able to watch him in action is a pretty good second option. Samir has always been one of those guys who makes it look easy when he's completely dialed in, unlike the Cowboys, who make everything look like a struggle. So if he gets it going early next season, I like his chances of winning the division way more than I do the Cowboys. One of the coolest things about Darwin's theory of natural selection is that you can apply it to almost anything to get a better understanding of why some things thrive and some things fail. Take Nick Vullioud, for example. The way that he's revamped his look over the last 12 months is a direct result of the change demanded by his environment. Instead of doubling down after his Olympia run, he decided to pivot and adapt, which is something that we've seen a lot of athletes fail to do over and over. That's what natural selection is all about. The strongest don't survive, the most adaptable do. That's how you create longevity in this industry. You learn to adapt, and that's what makes you stronger in the end. Adaptation is the key to survival. And finally, I want to end today's show by sending a get well soon shout out to John Hawkins. Last week we got word from John that he's been hospitalized after contracting COVID-19. Fortunately, we were able to talk to John a few days ago. He's in the fight like a champ, and he's told us that right now he's focused on doing whatever doctors tell him to do, receiving treatment and trying to get his lungs healthy enough so that he can get back home. The one silver lining here is that John's always been someone who's taken care of himself, so he will make a full recovery and get back to living life and doing what he loves eventually. Hopefully by the time you guys see this, he'll be back home kicking his feet up on the road to recovery. But I'm sure he'd appreciate you guys sending some thoughts and prayers his way. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. And make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.